Protests erupted across several countries yesterday as anger over the US-Israel war on Iran and the killing of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei continued to spill onto the streets. In Europe, thousands marched in London demanding an end to US and Israeli strikes on Iran. Protesters gathered near the US Embassy carrying banners reading "Hands off Iran" and calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Middle East. The rally was organized by several anti-war and solidarity groups including the Stop the War Coalition and the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Demonstrators accused Western governments of escalating violence in the region and urged the UK government not to support military action against Iran. Elsewhere in Europe, protests were also reported in Athens, where more than 1,000 demonstrators rallied with banners condemning US military involvement in the conflict and calling for the closure of NATO-linked bases in Greece. Across South Asia, demonstrations were also held in India following the killing of Khamenei. In cities including Hyderabad and other areas with large Shia populations, thousands attended rallies and condolence gatherings, expressing solidarity with Iran and condemning the strikes by the United States and Israel. Protests also took place in Kashmir and northern India, where authorities imposed restrictions in some areas to prevent large gatherings as tensions rose. Demonstrations and vigils were held mourning Khamenei and condemning the war. In Pakistan, demonstrations and rallies continued in several cities as religious and political groups called for nationwide protests against the strikes on Iran. Protesters gathered after Friday prayers in multiple districts, chanting slogans against the United States and Israel and expressing solidarity with Iran. The protests come after earlier demonstrations in Pakistan turned violent, including clashes near diplomatic missions that left dozens of people dead across the country and led authorities to deploy security forces and impose restrictions in several areas. Beyond Asia and Europe, smaller anti-war demonstrations were also reported in the United States. Protesters gathered in cities including Fort Myers, Florida, where demonstrators stood along major roads carrying signs opposing US military action against Iran and calling for de-escalation. Authorities and security agencies in several countries have warned that protests linked to the Iran conflict could continue to grow as the war intensifies, particularly in cities with large diaspora or religious communities closely connected to events in the Middle East.